a member of Toastmasters for over 2 years. After a short break from attending the weekly meetings regularly, Punil is finally getting around to completing his final few projects from the company communication manual.
All right.
Project number 9 he's working on, Persuade with Power, from his company communication manual. His speech today will be between 8 and 10 minutes. His title of his speech is This Will Kill. Punil, sound?
About a month ago, January 27th, 4 p.m., I'm at work on a conference call. My phone rings. It's a call from, like you can see from the caller ID, it's a call from Farnham Middle School. My son is a 6th grade student over there. I get these calls all the time. I let it go to voicemail. It's probably a school event or a fundraiser. On my way home, I listen to the voicemail. It is a very sad sounding principal from Farnham, sending a recorded message to all the parents, informing them about a tragic accident in which a 6th grade student was hit by a car and died. When I hear this, my heart stops. I call my wife. She found out that in the morning a student was trying to get to the school bus, got hit by a car, was taken to the hospital. The accident was pretty bad, and the child did not survive. At this point, a million thoughts go through my head. I try to put myself in that situation. What if I am the father of that child? That is something that I cannot even comprehend. I have to block that door. What happened? I put myself in the driver's situation. What could have gone wrong? Was the driver speeding? Was the driver distracted? When I think that, a thought goes through my head. Because I have been driving very distractedly. The title of my speech is This Will Kill. And what I'm referring to is the cell phone. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, technology is an amazing thing. I love my cell phone. I use my iPhone for work, for pleasure. For work, I use it for making calls, conference calls, reading and replying to email messages. For play, I play video games on it. I listen to music, audiobooks. I even watch streaming video on my phone. And until recently, I used to do all of these things while driving my car. I will tell you 3 incidents that I can remember in the last couple of years where I have been driving distracted. Incident number 1. On the weekend, driving with my wife and family on Racetrack Road near where I live, my wife screams at me, "Stop texting." I was on my phone and rearing into the next lane, almost hit a car. After my wife calms down, I tell her I wasn't texting, I was replying to a work email. I was wrong. On my way home, in the stop-go traffic, quite a few times I've had to slam my brake on because I was too busy doing something on my phone. The car in front of me had stopped, and I wasn't paying attention. In November, watching a football game at home, I had to go pick up something from the grocery store. Since technology is amazing, I didn't have to miss any of the game. I started streaming the video on my phone. Driving to Publix, watching the game, really exciting. I hit the curb, almost lost control of the car. Luckily, there were no cars around me, and I got lucky. Now, after this incident happened, and I still don't know exactly what happened and how the accident happened, But I have taken a pledge that I am not going to text and drive anymore. I look for ideas on how I can stop doing this. And I'm going to give you 3 tips that I've used, and until from February 1st till now, I have been very good at not using my phone when I drive. Tip number 1, out of sight, out of mind. When I get in my phone, for the first week, what I used to do was put my phone in the trunk. Now, when I get in the car, I put it in the glove box. It's out of sight, it's out of mind, it's not in my pocket where I can feel it, it's not somewhere I can see it or hear it. Tip number 2, the thumbs that you use for texting. When I'm driving, I create an X with my thumbs as a visual reminder not to text while I drive. Tip number 3, social pressure to break a habit. Now this works for breaking any bad habit, not just this one. I have told my friends about this. I'm not going to text and drive anymore. I have told family about this. I'm even giving a speech about this. How this works is when I'm tempted to go for my phone, it's a deterrent to me breaking my word to all the people that I care about. And it's worked. That's the one that's worked the most out of all of them. Now, I told you about my bad driving habits. Imagine if I told you that I drive drunk all the time. You may think that texting is bad, but if I told you I drive drunk all the time, you would question my character or my judgment, because drinking and driving is such a big no-no. But texting and driving is no worse than drinking and driving. According to the National Highway Traffic and Safety Association, which is the government agency that oversees the rules, drinking and driving increases your crash risk by 400%. Texting and driving increases your crash risk by 400%. That is 6 times more likely to get into an accident while you're texting and driving compared to driving drunk. So why is that? When you are using your phone when you drive, basically you're looking at a small screen, and to do anything, you have to look at the screen for at least 3 to 4 seconds. Now, 3 to 4 seconds going at highway speeds is the length of a football field. Also, you're using your hands. Your eyes are focused over here. Your vision is narrowed. And that is why it is so dangerous to text and drive. I'm going to tell you one more thing. Texting and driving is illegal in most of the states in America, precisely for this reason. Even though the number of fatalities is higher for drink driving, the biggest growing reason for accidents and crashes is because of texting and driving. Now, I used to think that I'm an experienced driver. This only happens with teenagers. But after I realized that I have been doing this, just imagine a teenager is much smarter than you when it comes to using the phone. They may not be a better driver, but they're much better at doing stuff on the phone. But even they cannot focus. So it doesn't apply to just teenagers, it applies to all of us. I will end with a quote from Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett has famously said, "Learn from your mistakes. Even better, learn from other people's mistakes." This is one of those cases where it is better to learn from other people's mistakes. So stop texting and start driving.